Today we are going to talk about Song to Celia. It is a poem written by Van Johnson, and Van Johnson was the contemporary of William Shakespeare, the renowned writer of Elizabethan era, who wrote 37 plays and 154 sonnets. Let's come to the point. Song to Celia by Van Johnson describes the deep love which exists between the speaker and his lover, and how it transcends normal bounds. This is a poem which talks about the love. It is a love poem, and this poem is in between Van Johnson and his beloved. It may be that students can confuse themselves with the name speaker. What is speaker? Speaker can be an imagined character. It can be poet himself, and this poem is a, you can say, transcends normal bounds of love between Van Johnson and his beloved lover. We will talk about later. Song to Celia by Van Johnson is a beautiful love poem presenting the love the poet has for his beloved. It is a beautiful love poem, and it presents the love the poet has for his beloved, that is Celia. Dejection in love was a major theme at the period when Johnson was writing this poem. Dejection means what here this dejection conveys. The meaning is that when a person expresses his love towards his beloved, what this beloved did is that he immediately reject the offer of love presented by the lover, and from that what this lover acquire is only disappointment, only sadness. That is the reason that rejection was the major theme at that time. It is not that it doesn't have any appeal in the modern era. Means that in modern era, this theme also have their appeal. However, there is a saying, it is a proverb, the manifestation changes but the essence remains the same. Means the way of expression is changes, but the essence, the core, the content remains the same. Your idea, your feelings towards your beloved remains the same. A person's feelings for whom he adores the most remain the same. The same thing as I earlier said. The feelings remains the same. Likewise, in Johnson's song, there is longing for his lady love. In this song, poet also longs. He desires. Long means desire for his lady love. In the end, it proved to be unfruitful, as the rosy wreath sent as a gift of love was returned to the poet. That the thing I earlier talked about, the dejection, because here also it proved the love also remains unfruitful. You can see clearly, as rosy wreath sent as a gift. The poet sent a gift to his beloved. What this beloved did is that she rejects it. Song to Celia. Drink to me only with thine eyes. By Van Jones. This is most quoted lines, and sometimes questions are asked by giving these lines in UGC NET exam, that who is the poet of these lines. What will they do for you is that they will give you these lines, and then they will ask who is the writer of these lines, and you have to tick Van Johnson. Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine. And here, what the poet says is that he is addressing his beloved, and he says that please drink me with your eyes. You immerse yourself to me in your eyes, and I will pledge with mine, and I swear that I will do the same. Or leave a kiss what in the cup, and I will not look for wine. Here, what the poet says is that if you can't drink me with your eyes. Here is another option for you. You can leave a kiss for me in the cup, and this kiss be so intoxicated for me that I will not look for wine, because this kiss has more capability to intoxicate me than the wine. It is more powerful than wine. That is why he was saying that my beloved has to kiss in the cup, and then I will ignore this wine. The thirst that from the soul doth rise, doth ask a drink divine. Here, what the poet says is that from his soul one thirst arise, and he wants to quench this thirst. Doth here means this is archaic word, and this refers to does, and he wants to drink divine, a heavenly, you can say heavenly, a heavenly drink. He wants to drink the love of his beloved, that is Celia. What might I of Job's nectar sup, I would not change for thine. पोएट कहता है ना कि अगर ना मैंने जॉब से ना नेक्टर लेकर भी पी लिया था, नेक्टर होता है अमृत, अमृत भी पी लिया होता ना शायद मैंने, फिर भी ना जो मेरी फीलिंग्स है ना तेरे प्रति लव की, वो चेंज नहीं होती बिल्कुल भी, सेम एज इट इज़ रहती, वो फिक्स्ड रहती वो. वट माइट आई ऑफ जॉब्स नेक्टर सप, आई वुड चेंज फॉर दाइन, आई वुडेंट चेंज फॉर दाइन. It means that poet says that if might I would have drunk Job's nectar, my feelings wouldn't have changed for thine. I sent thee late a rosy wreath, not so much honoring thee as giving it a hope that there it couldn't withered be. पोट यहाँ क्या कहता है, अपनी बिलवड को एड्रेस करता है और कहता है कि ना मैंने ना लेट इवनिंग को ना तेरे पास ना एक गुलाब की माला भेजी. इससे मैंने ना आपको मतलब ज़्यादा कोई रिस्पेक्ट तो नहीं दी, ज़्यादा कोई आपका ऑनर में मतलब ऑनर तो इंक्रीज़ नहीं किया आपका इससे मैंने, पर ना एक इस माला को मैंने होप दी एक कि ये बहाना मतलब बीदर नहीं करेगी, मुरझाएगी नहीं. बट दाऊ देरोन डिडस्ट ओनली ब्रीथ एंड सेंड्स इट बैक टू मी. लेकिन आपने क्या किया, आपने तो उसकी ब्रीदिंग दी, स्मेल ली अच्छी अच्छी उनसे, और इसे रिटर्न कर दिया, सेंड्स इट बैक टू मी. आपने तो बहुत अच्छा नहीं किया आपने तो. सिंस वैन इट ग्रोज एंड स्मेल्स आई स्वेयर नोट ऑफ इट सेल्फ बट दी. फिर ये पोइट क्या कहता है, जो लवर है ना वो क्या कहता है कि यहाँ से इसकी जो एग्जिस्टेंस हुआ ना इस फ्लावर से, इस माला का जहाँ से ग्रो हुई है, जहाँ से मतलब इसकी स्मेल सा वो स्प्रेड हुई है, मैं मतलब स्वेयर करता हूँ आई प्लेज कि मैं ना मतलब इसका इसे नॉन एग्जिस्टेंस कर दूँगा, इसका एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं मानूंगा, और उन सब में ना मैं तेरा ही एग्जिस्टेंस देखूँगा, तेरी उपस्थिति देखूँगा. जहाँ से ग्रोथ हुई है, स्मेल्स आई है, उसे माला को एक तरफ डिस्कार्ड कर देता है पोइट, और इन सभी में ना वो अपनी बिलवड को देखता है. कहने का अर्थ ये है. और थैंक्स अ लॉट टू कमिंग टू माय चैनल. थैंक यू.